Hello, my crafty friends. This is Lori, Girl on the Ridge. I finally finished my vintage grungy forget-me-not junk journal. This has been inspired by Zagita. I just love her work, and she does a lot of grungy rustic. And I also have to say, so many of the girls from Junk Journal Junkies, I think, I know her Melinda, her Pops of Color, and there's just so many of them that just inspire me. So this is my take on a vintage grungy book. I use 2-inch rings, which I'm not a fan of rings, but I think I really like these because there's a lot of room to put stuff. This is just seam binding and some cotton material, and I put a little charm in here. And the papers I used in this book were Dreams, etc. They're lined paper, Prima. I'll have to put the name down, and just coffee dyed paper in this one. It's a headband closure, and I think there's like 18 pages. Here's just a little German frame. Postcard, glossy accent, tsunami rose, most of the flowers. And just a lot of coffee and tea dye, or mostly all coffee dyeing. So here's my first page. I ripped a lot of paper, and all my pages are double. I folded them over, sewed around them, and then dyed them in coffee. So I made all my tags. Again, are crinkled, very rustic looking to me. Tsunami rose flowers. I just love this. Heavily distressed. I use this whole book is either tumbled glass or vintage photo. These are the only ones I used. These are my little die cuts. It's a Prima butterfly, and just you'll find in the whole book there's pieces of lace, seam binding, burlap. This is just a tag that I embossed. Some little writing paper because they had the little forget-me-nots. Here, this is a little die cut tag. Here I did a little, I wanted the blue to be the main color of this book. Everything else I tried to fade out. And here I did some stenciling, and I just did a little vintage photo over that. Oh, this paper is so pretty, but again, I just heavily distressed it. There's a little envelope I made with just some paper in it. That is probably my Prima paper. And that's part of the paper that I just, I did not coffee dye that. I just edged it heavily. And just some paper on it that I did some scripting, stamping on it. Some more tsunami rose, a lot of fussy cutting, the little corner. These are just little tags. I vintaged photo over them, and then I did the blue over it with the same sponge. So some of it's kind of green. So, and then a little, and this is alpaca fiber. Kind of gives it a very soft look. This is, I think, tsunami rose. What I did, I just wanted the blue to come out. So I just put some gesso on my finger, and I just smudged it around to shadow the other colors. And I just, like I said, I wanted the blue. And then there's a little tuck space there. A little burlap. These are just paper that I dyed and stamped, and just, oh, I just love it. Just very simple. A lot of work. This took me the longest, I believe. A little booklet from the same paper. The paper is so pretty. Another little tag. And I tried to put the forget-me-nots throughout the book. And the pages are nice and thick. There's Prima paper, and again, I shadowed the rest and just actually, there was no forget-me-nots. This is all tsunami rose, but I just shadowed it, and then I glued some forget-me-nots on it, just to pick up the blue. And just the paper that's just been inked. Prima paper, and again I did the same thing. Shadowed and then popped some. These were just decoupage. I didn't glossy accents. Those forget-me-nots. And this is just left for journaling. This page, I did some die cutting with the fence, and there's burlap and cotton fabric, little forget-me-not, little pearls, tags. The butterfly's a tag also in here. This side's a tag, or a pocket here. Just a little one there. That's glued down, but then there's a little pocket material. Here we have another little corner pocket. There's some paper with a doily I baked on it. And more tags. Just the fun fur fiber. Piece of lace. Some more little fibers glued down. Here is this I sewed on, piece of cotton. This is just a flip up that I tied. Another tag. Another little booklet. I put some little fiber on it and just opened it. And then this comes off and it just right on it. And the forget-me-nots carried the theme through. And that all goes in here. Actually, that goes behind it. Here is Tsunami Rose, one of her new envelopes with paper, with a lot of paper in there. And another little, just a little tuck spot. Here's a die cut, and these are the ones that I glossy accented. And this page, you can write a little on it, and then I just made a little tuck spot. I got carried away and I glued everything down. But we made a tuck spot. Here, another Prima paper, just simple. These are all file folder card or tags that I made. And just a little flip down. And just some bling and more fiber. Another little tuck spot. And I just got some of my sayings out. I tried to use my supplies without going nuts. There's just a flower stamp I had, remember when, and just a clock. And they just go in here. And again, some more creativity is contagious, passing on and dream. This is an envelope that I made. It's Tsunami Rose. I left that alone. I didn't blur anything out because it was kind of tucked away. And then just flip it over. Another Prima Pretty Butterfly and another little vintage book. It opens up into threes. This will be listed in my Etsy store. And everything will be linked down below. Another little dream piece of paper. Stamped. Just faint. I just did a lot of faint stuff. Little paper clip. There's some script stamping all throughout. And that's a little tuck. And here's, actually, put that there. This little material. Another little tuck spot. Here is roses, or just flowers that I used the stencil with. This is embossed bird cages. And that is another Tsunami Rose. And again, with the gesso to soften everything up. Over here is, oh, let's see, there's lace. There's washi tape and more stenciling. A little pocket with scripts. Another little booklet. It says laugh. And it just opens up into 4. And a little tag that I embossed. Bird cage. Little paper. Not to fix that. A little lace and a little forget-me-not. Here we have a corner tuck. Again, Tsunami Rose, her new postcards. Another little tag with the birds. And just I put a library card, ripped it on the back. Little round ephemera from the Prima pack. And some more. Got a tag. We do not remember days, we remember moments. And that's from the Prima. So that's ripped. This was so fun to make. I'll definitely be making more. I got the rings. I just ordered a box of 50 from Amazon. If anybody likes the big rings. And I think the first person I seen use these was, I think, from Angie Bonner. Either Denise or the Paper Addiction. Michelle, maybe? I'm not sure, but these are really nice. And they just tuck down, or right up. Here is, this is Prima, French Riviera, I think. That's where they're from. And again, gessoed it, popped out the flowers. A little writing book. This was a whole box of the old-fashioned computer paper somebody was throwing out. So now I got over 1,000 sheets, so I'll be using that, which is kind of cool. And let's see. This is a little glass. No, this is just wax paper that I made into the bag. I stenciled it and just made a little rough piece of paper. Rustic. And this is another little writing spot. Another little booklet with script writing in it. And little buttons and seam binding. They just came apart. We're going to have to fix that. And little library cards with cheesecloth on them. This another Prima butterfly with script writing and just more paper. And just a piece of paper that I've had with the bird cages and lace on the back. And on the back page are 2 tags I forgot to do. Well, this is a tuck spot for tags or a little booklet. And the back is just, there's nothing to tuck in or anything. I just left it plain with the more forget-me-nots. And again, I just did the, oh, why can't I remember that word? Stenciling. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a wonderful night and keep crafting. Bye.